Hello again. Welcome back. If you're here again, it's good to see that you're not too sick of me. I just finished, at the time of me recording this, I just finished uploading my first episode. It was really scary. I was really scared. I was really nervous. It's scary putting yourself out on the internet because, everybody can see it and there's billions of people in the world. I'm not saying that billions of people are going to see this, but it has the potential. And, that's nerve-wracking because I'm just asking to get bullied at that point. I'm sharing my opinions, I'm sharing my thoughts. And if it doesn't match up with other people, then, they'll let it be known. But, wow, what an intro. Hi. Hello. So, last episode I just kind of dove, head first into it. I just started talking away. I didn't really introduce myself much. I just kind of started talking. I was nervous. I was really nervous. I never really noticed, as I'm doing it now, I never really noticed how, much I itch and touch myself. I was, my hands were all over the place last episode. So I'm going to, I talk with my hands, so naturally my hands are going to be all over the place. But I was, itching my legs. I was moving my hair. I was itching my ears, taking my headphones off. I was up and down, up and down. So, this episode, hopefully I'm not moving around as much. I'm tired. It's a little later at night. It's only 10:30, I think. I think it's only 10:30. So it's not that late at night, considering I go to bed at 2 in the morning. But yeah, I've had a stressful day. But good stress. Oh my gosh, my first podcast episode went up type of stress, not oh, the world's ending type of stress. So yeah, at the time of recording this, my first episode just went up. It is Tuesday, but I have a busy week, so I thought, why not why not record it now, so then I have the week to edit, because oh my god, it takes so long for things to upload to my computer from my phone. Maybe it was just because the video was an hour long, but it took so long. And then my computer kept crashing. It was so frustrating. But yeah, so that was fun. Last week was really fun. Last week. Well, yeah, I guess when you're watching this now, or listening to this now, it'll be last week. Yeah, it was fun. But I didn't really introduce myself. So I'm Simon Casabon. I guess my pronouns are he, him. Gotta start with that woke stuff. According to Facebook, I'm 24 years old. I am Canadian, mate. That's Australian. I'm Canadian. Sorry? I'm Canadian A. There we go. Forgot what Canadians say for a sec. And I just figured I would spend this episode introducing myself, because I didn't really do that last episode, so I got my friends to compile a list of things that I like so that I could talk about them. The font's really small. I'm going to make it bigger because I can't see. So, if you helped compile or add to this list, thank you, because I have no awareness of what I like other than when people point it out. So, at the top of the list, we have Spider-Man, obviously. And, in last week's episode, I talked about, Spider-Man a little bit and Deadpool a little bit. I don't think I got across how excited I was for the Deadpool trailer. Oh my god, I was so excited. I think he's got, a new suit in it, and I didn't like it at first, but after watching the trailer, I was oh my god. It was awesome. It was awesome. I was geeking out. Yeah, Deadpool is not Spider-Man, but I don't know. Like I said last week, Deadpool, Daredevil, Spider-Man, my faves. Love them. Scarlet Witch is pretty cool, but I'm not the type of person to be yo, Scarlet Witch solos everybody, because, she's powerful, but, there's more powerful people. But, I like Guardians of the Galaxy. I love Wiccan. Wiccan's really cool. That's, Scarlet Witch's, alternate universe child, because she doesn't really have a kid in this universe. Who else do I like? Moon Knight. Love Moon Knight. I've got a Moon Knight poster there and up here. Daredevil poster behind that. Spider-Man behind me. Spider-Man up there. which you can't see. I have a picture of me with Charlie Cox up there, who plays Daredevil, and they're making Daredevil Born Again, which I'm really excited for because it was supposed to come out like 2024, but then they scrapped it and like started again, I think, or they're like refilming a bunch of it. And Deborah Ann Woll and what's his face? The guy that plays Foggy are back in it, and I'm so happy about that. And it's being directed by the guy that made Loki and Moon Knight, and Loki and Moon Knight slapped so hard. So I'm so excited because it's gonna be so good. I'm like, I just can't wait. I cannot wait. But yeah, so Charlie Cox, I met him at Fan Expo. Super cool dude. He had a stain on his shirt, which was kind of funny. I looked horrendous. I had about 4 hours of sleep. I hadn't eaten in like 48 hours. And my friend and I went as Beast Boy and Raven, but I used to have green hair. I've had like every color hair possible. But like I'm back to natural brown for the first time in 6 years, 6 or 7 years. I really hope you can't hear my cat snoring right now. He's like fast asleep. I really hope that you can't hear him snoring in the back. He's really loud. Tux! No, he's he's like passed out cold. So if you can hear him snoring, I'm really sorry. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, I had paint in my hair because I had just like cut off my green hair. I had frosted tips at the time of going, which was like this summer. And so the day before we were going, we realized that we didn't really have any green hair dye, and I wasn't gonna permanently dye my hair because I wasn't gonna look great, and like it's so hard to find spray hair dye. Like I swear they used to just carry that stuff at the dollar store, but it was really hard to find. And just green hair dye in general is really hard to find. Like obviously I used Manic Panic to dye my hair, but like I wasn't gonna permanently dye my hair for Fan Expo. So we used paint. We painted my hair, and that was a pain to get out. I had to like individually brush it out. And it like I did it in the bath so I could soak my hair, and the whole bath was green. But Beast Boy and Raven, awesome. So I met Charlie Cox with green hair, and I also had like green eyeliner around my eyes, but it just made my bags look even worse, like so much darker. So it's the worst picture I've ever seen of myself. My face is all puffy because I didn't sleep, and I hate it. But I love it because he fist bumped me and he put his arm around my back, and it was awesome. It was so cool. He was so cool. Yeah, he's really cool. But Spider-Man, I don't really know where it came from. Like, I just started rewatching the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies last April, May, and all of a sudden I was obsessed. I liked the Tobey Maguire ones, but I don't know. Andrew Garfield, by far one of my favorites. Obviously I'm going to stereotypically say Tobey Maguire. Nope. Tom Holland as like my favorite Spider-Man, because I just think he does a good job as both Spider-Man and Peter Parker, whereas like Andrew Garfield's just like too suave to be Peter Parker. Like he's just so sexy and so smooth. Like not feature wise, just like talking really smooth. So I just don't think that makes a very good Spider-Man or Peter Parker, but he was awesome as Spider-Man. Whereas Tobey Maguire, good Peter Parker, total nerd, not a great Spider-Man. But I just think Tom Holland kind of harnesses the energy of both, which like I know that's like a pretty common opinion, but Miles Morales, dope. I think my like ranking goes like Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, any Miles Morales, and Tobey Maguire. But yeah, I played the Spider-Man 2 game a little while ago, and I rage quit that a lot. Like Venom, no, Kraven was harder than Venom because he would just do his weird like rage run, and it drove me crazy. I couldn't with that game. I rage quit a lot, but it was really fun. Graphics were amazing. I think that was like the first time I ever played on a PS5 because I have a PS4, but my brother has a PS5, so I played it on there. And it was so beautiful. Like Harry, I don't know what it was about the like motion capturing and animation of Harry, but like he looked so realistic. Sometimes when he was on screen, I felt like I was just watching a regular movie because he just looked so much like a regular person. Because, like, the thing with, like, those types of games, like The Last of Us, like the Spider-Man games, The Quarry, like, those types of games, is people are so, like, glassy. Their eyes are glassy, their skin's super reflective, and that kind of gives it away. Like, there's just too much detail there. But Harry was just, oh my god, Harry Osborn, it was perfect. It was awesome. So that game was awesome. But yeah, I'm just obsessed with Spider-Man. I don't really know why, but seeing stuff in public that has to do with Spider-Man makes me feel like I want to scream. I'll see like a 5-year-old coloring page and I will, oh my god, Spider-Man. Like, I'll freak out. I will just freak out because I love Spider-Man. And then somebody else was like, oh, I like Spider-Man. And I'm like, yeah, but I like him more. I like him better than you do. I like him more. I get, like, possessive and jealous, which is icky and weird, but I don't know. I love Spider-Man. He's super cool. Super angsty. I love some good angst. He's super sad all the time. Love it. I love it when he cries. I don't know. I don't know. It's just, yeah, he's super cool. But, number 2 on the list, we have Celebrity Daddies. In captions, Pedro Pascal. I don't know. I guess just I like old people. I don't know. Like Gillian Anderson. Oh my god. That's her name, right? Gillian Anderson. Yeah. Oh, her in Sex Education was so cool. And just so attractive. And that, like, dress that she wore the other day, I don't know what she was wearing it to, but it had, like, vaginas on it. Awesome. She's just so cool, and I'm really attracted to her. I don't care if she's, like, older. But yeah, Pedro Pascal is in captions, but I like Oscar Isaac better. I think Oscar Isaac is my number 1 celebrity crush of all time. I did here's the DILF list, which, like, it had some women on there as well. It had a couple women on there, not a lot, but I'll go into full detail on, like, the DILF list. I'm doing air quotes if you're listening and not watching. I'll go into detail on that in another episode, but I really like lists and just, like, making lists. I don't know why, it just makes me happy. And predictions and stuff. Like, every year I do pop culture bingo, so I'll guess what's going to happen during a year. Like, oh, I guess they're going to add, like, I think one of my predictions this year was going to add The Boys to Fortnite or something. Oh, that was icky that I brought up Fortnite. But, I don't know. I just really like making lists and predictions. That's why I like the Oscars so much, as I said in the last episode, because I like predicting who's going to win. It's like a little dopamine rush, I guess, when I get it right. I don't know. It's weird. I really like making lists, and, like, the satisfaction of checking it off. So, this year, I kept a list of my celebrity crushes every month. And at the end of the year, I made a slideshow, because my friends and I do slideshow parties sometimes. If you haven't done that, I highly recommend it. It's so fun. At the first slideshow night, I did fursuits my friends would wear, which everybody was like, "Oh my god, no way you just did that!" But it was so fun. It was really fun to make. My search history was messed up after that, and when I went to school, I had it open on, like, fursuits on Google, and I opened it in class, and the person sitting next to me was like, "What the?" But my second slideshow was the DILF list, which my top 3 DILFs were oh my god, Oscar Isaac. I don't even know if he's actually a dad. I know he's married. 'Cause like I found that out because Scene from a Marriage, him and with his co-star, and she was like, I can't look at him the same way after filming that show, and I wouldn't be able to either. But everyone was like, I can't believe like he's acting like that with her when he has a wife. But whatever. Like, I don't know. If I was married to Pedro, or why do I keep wanting to say Pedro Pascal? If I was married to Oscar Isaac and he went and like did something horrendous, I would forgive him instantaneously because it's Oscar Isaac. But obviously, like, him and his wife probably have a really good relationship, and he obviously didn't feel the same way for his co-star that she did for him. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, he was like top of the list, and then it was Charlie Cox, and then who is a dad? I do know that because he talked at Comic-Con Fan Expo about dressing up as Bluey for his kids, and then there was that picture of him dressed up as Bluey. That picture haunts me. It's so scary. And then Josh Hutcherson, interestingly enough, and he's not a dad. He's like, I don't even know if I think he's older than 30. Maybe not. Yeah, I'm going to say he's older than 30. But, yeah, those were, like, I was kind of surprised by Josh Hutcherson, but, it was because Five Nights at Freddy's came out, and then I watched Future Man, and he was really greasy in Future Man, but, like, everybody was making the don't stop edits, which was awesome. But then UMG took away the sound, and that sound was lost along with the Pedro Pascal edit, but it's back. Miraculously, the Pedro Pascal hey sexy lady edit is back, which is awesome. Editors, I have edits on here, so that was like a good transition, but editors are the backbone of social media in my opinion. The first social media, if you count it, that I ever had was Pinterest, but the first like real social media account I had on Instagram was an edit account, this was like 7th grade, because my mom was like, oh, you don't need to be on social media, it sets bad standards for like, what is it, body standards, I think, which like I 100% agree. I was like jealous as a kid about all my friends having social media and me not having social media, but it was a great choice. Shout out to my mom for being smart. If I ever have kids, I'm totally not letting them on social media until they're like 13. I think that's how old I was. I don't know. I got my first phone at 13, but and then I got social media a little bit after that because I was making edits, but my mom wouldn't let me have it as a public account. I'd be like, but mom, how are people going to see my edits, and how am I going to get famous if my account's private? So yeah, I was a private editing account, and the edits were terrible. It started off as a BTS editing account, and then I watched It, and it became an It editing account, and then what else did I edit? Stranger Things. I was editing Stranger Things, and because I remember this random, I wouldn't say woman, this random girl messaged me and was like, oh, do you like Stranger Things? And I was like, yeah, I love Stranger Things. We started talking, and she told me about Heartstopper. I don't know who this person was, and like I haven't spoken to her in years, but I think about that constantly because I just wouldn't have like known about Heartstopper. Well, obviously I probably would have, like, in the day and age of social media and it being on Netflix, but that like absolutely saved me during my high school sexuality crisis. Heartstopper, my day one. Editing. So I had the edit account, and then I deleted it, but like fully deleted it. Like I went on my computer and fully wiped it, which sucks because I had some really good memes and edits saved on there. But for a while, I was convinced that Instagram had the better edits, and I loved edits on Instagram, but TikTok's just been slapping lately. The edits on there have been so good. The Joe song, the DJ O, but like it's pronounced Joe Keery song, that's really popular right now. Edits to that song are so good. So good. My friend just keeps sending me edits to that song, and they slap every time. But Deadpool editors, I'm back to Deadpool, they were given a minute clip. Oh my god, these edits are so good. Deadpool editors go crazy. Like, they have all these special effects and twists and turns and stuff. They just, like, Deadpool editors are crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy good at editing. And I've never seen a Deadpool edit that I didn't love. They just are so talented. But yeah, edits, love them. I will fully get into a fandom because of an edit. It's just, like, it has that much power over me. What else? What else is on here? House husbanding is third on the list. Somebody put that on the list. I like cleaning. I really like cleaning for some reason. So I just, I don't know, I house husband for my mom and for my friends sometimes. I make food for them. But, yes, I do the cooking. Yes, I do the cleaning. And yeah, I'm fine with that. If I married someone really rich one day and they were like, hey, don't worry, baby, you don't need to work, I make the money, I'd be like, yes, please, I'll just cook and clean for you all day, and I will be happy. I will be happy just cooking and cleaning all day, because I love it. I love to cook, I love to clean, and I love to put my YouTube on in the back, and I will watch St. John Drowning, and Jake Weber, and Johnny Gilbert, and Curtis Connor. Those are my big three. The Stone Yellow triplets are pretty fire too. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I really like ghost hunting videos. So, like, but I haven't watched, like, any Sam and Colby videos because I'm skeptical. I love consuming ghost hunting content, but the only ghost hunting content that I truly believe is Ghost Files. I'm obsessed with Ghost Files. I love it. I rewatching while editing, there was, like, dust particles. My room is just dusty. I don't know why. I clean it all the time, and it's just, there's dust particles constantly. I don't use a TV in my room. I use a projector, and that's why this wall beside me is, like, fully bare. The amount of dust particles that are flying in front of the light is insane. I don't know why my room is so dusty. It might be because I have carpet, but I just, like, every time we fly by, I'd be like, oh, ghost orb. Oh, ghost orb. It's not a ghost orb. But, like, also my dog died, like, a month ago, so who knows? Shout out to my dog. You would have loved the pod. But I don't know. I used to see things as a kid, which was, like, weird. Like, I used to see the Grim Reaper in my front hallway as a kid, which is creepy. Seeing the Grim Reaper. And also, like, why do kids just see everything? Like, they're like, Mommy, why is there a man in the corner? Leave immediately. I'm putting that house up for sale. I'm getting out of there. I'm leaving the kid. Bye. You can hang out with the man in the corner. That's terrifying. But I would see stuff, and like, my mom used to go to a psychic sometimes, and that's how she, like, found out she was pregnant with or not found out, but she went to a psychic, and they were like, oh, there's a little boy, and she was like, freaky, and then found out she was pregnant with my brother. But the psychic was talking about how there was, like, this is, like, 3 houses prior to the one I'm living in now. They were like, oh, there's, like, an old man and a cat, and I distinctly remember, like, I can see in my head, like, this long-haired brown cat, not fully brown, those are rare, it's like a brown and white, I don't know what those are called, like, jumping up on my bed at night and lying with me. And this was before I had my cat, which is a good transition to my cat. I love my cat. He's my son. His name is Tux. He has no teeth, and he was $25. Best $25 I've ever spent. And then he was $2,000 because of his vet bills to get his teeth taken out because he had stomatitis, which wasn't great, but it's really funny. His gummy mouth is really funny because he likes to nibble on my elbow. Well, not nibble. Like, when he plays, he always goes for my elbow, and it's so funny feeling him gum at my elbow. Like, oh my god, I can't even begin to describe it. It's so weird, but I don't know. I just love cats. They're so different from dogs. I feel like dogs truly understand what you're saying. Like, I could talk to my dog and she would know what I'm saying, but I could talk to my cat and he's probably like, what is this guy saying? And I'm just like, woo, little baby kitty. He's like, huh? Whereas I'd be like, oh, puppy. And she'd be like, yeah, I'm a dog. And I understand what you're saying. So, I don't know. Dogs and cats are just so different. It's really weird. It baffles me how different they are. And dog breeds, like, you get so specific. You're like, I want a miniature pincher or a Doberman. Or cats, you're just like, I want an orange one. Or a black one. And, like, is that just their breed? Is that what an orange cat is, just an orange cat? Whereas dogs, you're not like, I want a yellow dog. You're like, I would like a fully bred, purebred golden retriever. Like, people get so specific with dogs, but with cats, they're just like, yeah, I'll take a cat. Unless you're like going for the hyperallergenic ones, then I would love to have a hairless cat. I used to work volunteer at an animal shelter, and we had a hairless cat come in one time. I wanted to snatch that cat up so bad. She was like a hairless calico cat. I didn't know that could happen. Her skin was like calico colored. It was so cool. But yeah, I love cats. They also make me want to scream, cuteness, aggression style. But I love my cat. He makes me really happy. He fixed all my problems. I graduated from therapy after I got a cat. So if you are in therapy, get a cat. It will fix all your problems. That's a joke, guys. Please, I wholeheartedly believe everybody should do therapy. It's awesome. I was going to become a therapist, but then I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. Which brings me to psychology. I really like psychology. I'm really interested in it and how the brain works and how people develop and stuff. I'm going to go to school for psychology and hopefully teach psychology because it's just really interesting. And psychology jokes are really funny. Freud banging his mom jokes, hilarious. Those are so funny. I love it. And, like, I feel so smart when I can just talk about psychology. Like, I'd be like, oh, Pavlov's bell. And I'm like, I just mentioned psychology. I'm literally a genius. I say as I did math wrong in my last episode. That was really embarrassing. Like, there's no way I confidently said that 500 plus 150 is 550. I'm not good at math. That's, like, it's not the one thing I'm bad at. There's a lot of things I'm bad at, but math is at the top. Like, I did math in front of my friend once, and she was baffled by it. She looked at me and was shocked by my lack of math skills. And even, like, watching that episode, she was saying, there's no way you're that bad at math. There is. I don't know, like, I can't see it in my head the way I can see other things. Numbers just don't work in my head, and I immediately forget a number. It goes in one ear and out the other, unless I repeat it over and over again. Like, if I'm at the store and somebody's like, number 56, you're number 56 in line to get this, I don't know why I said that. I've never been to a store that does that. I was just thinking of the one Teen Titan episode where Robin has to go get the bread, and he's in line waiting for the bread while everybody else is doing crazy hard missions. But I just have to repeat that number over and over again, like 56, 56, 56. I think that's the number I gave myself. But if you're telling me 12 plus 36, it's going in one ear, out the other. I'm not going to remember that. In grade 5, I had to start seeing a therapist in grade 5 because I would get so stressed when I saw a number on a page, I would just cry. And so I had to go to therapy because of math. Therapy in high school was not to do with math, but, it started because of math. So math is the core of all my problems, basically. So I brought my little iPod, like, what's the really small one? It's the super small square that you just put music on, and I had, like, acoustic music on there. And I would just listen to that while doing math, and I felt so special. I was like, yeah, I get to listen to music while I do math. What about you? Meanwhile, I was trying not to break down right then and there. What was I talking? Psychology. I was talking about psychology. I like psychology. I like English. Love history, but like Greek mythology type history, not war type history, because I don't know. It makes me sad. I'm gonna itch my nose. It makes me sad. We had to watch Schindler's List at school, and like this was in grade 11 when English class was Indigenous Studies, and we had a circle. Oh, what is it called? A circle. I don't remember, but we had to like reenact colonization in residential schools. I was bawling my eyes out. I was sobbing. I was so sad because I don't really like kids that much. But when kids are like dying and getting hurt, that just does something to me. So I was really, really, really upset. And then I finally got over it. And then I went to history right after, and we were watching Schindler's List, and it was the part where the kids are like climbing the toilet. Everybody was like, everything that day just was hurting my feelings. Everything that day was just making me sad. But yeah, Greek mythology, love it. Percy Jackson, I watched that a while ago. I haven't read the book since I was 11, so I really don't remember much. So I was watching it and just was like, yep, that happened in the book. That definitely happened in the book. Oh yeah, 100%. But apparently a lot of it like wasn't in the book. They were switching it up and stuff, which I'm fine with. Heartstopper switched up the show a lot from the books. I like Heartstopper. There's another transition. Kit Connor is so cool and really buff, and I want to be buff like that. I'm pretty lanky. Not lanky. Lanky's when you're like tall and skinny. I'm kind of just stumpy. I'm like 4 feet tall. But I would love to be buff because that's awesome. But Kit Connor, love of my life. Well, no, like Nick Nelson, love of my life. I love him. Lice? My lice love Nick Nelson. Nick Nelson, love of my life. It just, I don't know. It deals with some good topics, good hard topics in ways that, like, I think I started reading in 9th grade, and that was my first time really seeing talk about mental health and self-harm other than in health class, but they didn't really talk about that much. They just kind of, hey, people get sad and want to do this, and I'm like, oh, okay. Do I feel that way? I don't know, maybe. But then Heartstopper just like, I don't know, it's just amazing. I loved Heartstopper so much, and it's on a hiatus right now, which I talked about last episode as well, because they just finished volume 5. I don't have any of the books because I live in Canada, as I said, Canadian A, and the print is green, which I don't like. I don't want to read it in green, so I just read it on Webtoons where it's black, as much as I would love to own physical copies. I have all of her other books because they're books and they printed in black, but Alice Oseman's books, I should say. But Heartstopper just, I don't know, it was green and I didn't like it, so I don't have them. But I kept up to date every time she would post, every 10 days. It was the 1st, the 11th, and the 21st, I think. Yeah, 1st, 11th, 21st, and then back to the 1st again. And it was like a holiday for me. Oh my god, it's Heartstopper Day. And I would read about 5 seconds worth of content. I'd be happy for a week. And I would just go back and reread that page over and over and over again. I've reread Heartstopper so many times. But, yeah, it just, I don't know. I love it. I love Heartstopper. It's so fun, and they're so cute, and they make me want to scream. I feel like screaming when I'm happy, I guess. It just, like, bottles up inside, and I have to let it out, so I'm just like, ah! What else is on here? Reading and writing. Dope transition. I like to read. I don't really read a lot lately. I just can't really get into it. I bought a book. Well, I didn't buy a book. I got a book for Christmas called 300,000 Kisses, I think. Yeah. It's so beautiful. It's like queer Greek tales with poetry, I think, and art in it. Oh my god, I'm obsessed. This book is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I'm obsessed with it. It's so pretty. But I'm currently reading that, and what else am I currently reading? I'm looking up here because I have books up there, and then I have books down there. But I am also currently reading a bunch of Alice Oseman's books. I have the Maze Runner series up there. I watched the movies, but I haven't read the books yet. I have a box set. Call Me By Your Name is up there. I didn't finish it because I got to the peach part and I felt weird and I was like, this is freaky. So I put it down, and then I picked it back up again and got to the part where they went to, I think they went to Italy. It takes place in France, no? Because they speak French a lot. I don't know. They traveled somewhere, and this was before Oliver was leaving. Oliver? Oliver, yeah. Oliver was leaving. And I was like, Too sad. No, no thanks. Apparently, they confirmed in Luca that Luca and Bruno are dating, which is cool. Because wasn't it like based off of Call Me by Your Name? I don't know. What else am I currently reading? I have like a really long list. I'll link my Goodreads in this episode, and you guys can go follow me there because I recently downloaded Goodreads. Love it. I love it. I love using this scanner because I work in a library and I'll be shelving books and I'm like, oh, this cover is so pretty, and then I'll read the inside or like the back of it and I'm like, oh, that sounds so cool. So I take out my phone and I scan it and I add it to my want to read list. I don't know. I love books, but also, no, I'm not gonna go there. I was gonna talk about. I'll transition. I'll use that later. I was gonna talk about like all the newer, just purely smut books, but I will use that when I transition into fan fictions. I also have writing up here. I like to write. I think it's really fun to let my creativity out through writing. I used to write books a lot in elementary school, but I was just kind of obsessed with like teen parenting. I was convinced I was going to be a teen father. I was like, yeah, when I'm in high school, I'm going to be a dad. And now I don't like kids very much. They're okay. Like, I think I will have one and I'll be happy. But, I don't know. As a kid, I was just like, yeah, I'm going to be a teen dad, which, okay, you do you, man. But, I don't know. They sucked. I basically wrote They Both Die at the End before it came out. Because it was just like, oh, this girl has 24 hours to live. They're going to hang out and fall in love. But I also hate that type of stuff where you immediately meet someone and are immediately in love. Hate. The Sun Is Also a Star. Had to read it for school. Painful. I just can't stand the quick, what is it called? Quick, meet cutes. Meet cute, I think. I don't know. Because it takes me a while to feel romantic feelings for someone. And even then I'm like, maybe this is just platonic and I don't know. I can't tell the difference. So it takes a while for me to develop romantic feelings for people. So when I read that kind of stuff, I'm like, no, that's not realistic. Or I'll talk to someone, they're like, oh, I just met this person and I'm in love. And I'm like, no, you're not. You're lying. You're lying. You're not in love. But, everybody feels feelings differently. Maybe I'm just a little weird. But, yeah, I don't like those types of books. So They Both Die at the End wasn't my cup of tea. And The Sun Is Also a Star was also not my cup of tea. But, yeah, I really like to write. I've gotten into screenwriting a lot more. Because, as I call it, my writing is so-and type of writing. I don't really use detail and description. It's more, this person does this person does that, not this person eloquently performed this action. No, I can't do that. I don't know. I think I'm good at writing. I enjoy my writing and I have fun while writing, and I can like fully watch a movie in my head of what I want to write, but then I procrastinate and I don't write it down. So I have a bunch of ideas in my head and I have planning pages, but I don't actually write it. I have like maybe 7 screenplays that I've actually written, and they're all for like television shows, because I don't know. I don't understand how you can fit everything into an hour and 20 minutes. That's like feature film length, I believe. I don't understand how you could fit everything into an hour and 20 minutes. It just baffles me. Like, that takes talent, because I am 60 minute, hour long television show kind of guy. Like, each episode needs to be an hour long for me to enjoy it and understand what's going on. Because I don't know, I like it when they build up connections and relationships. But I like writing. It's really fun. Yeah. As I was saying, yeah, I can see, like, stuff in my head. So I will fully play out entire scenes in my head, and I'll know what the characters look like, and I know what they're doing. Not when I'm sleeping though. If I'm like lying in my bed trying to do this, somebody's doing a backflip, somebody's floating in the air, somebody's speaking in a different language. I had a dream once that I was speaking Japanese. I don't know Japanese. Like I know 3 words maybe, and I don't know Japanese. So I was probably just speaking gibberish, and I was like, "Hey, it's Japanese." It wasn't. It just my brain was convinced it was Japanese, but I was just speaking absolute nonsense. Um, what was I saying? Oh yeah, if I'm lying in my bed, I can't see it, but during the day, I will just zone out. I will zone out and just watch this movie in my head, which is super fun, and I love it. But also, I need to be more in the here and now. So maybe I should start writing it again. Which then brings me to fan fictions, which I know this is kind of like a weird topic because people will like read fanfic. It's like I don't know. It's weird to talk about fan fictions because people just assume fan fictions are just smut, 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 smut. Which like yeah, some of them are, but like there's also ones that aren't. Like I don't know. Sometimes fan fiction writers need to actually write books, please and thank you, instead of Colleen Hoover. I don't like Colleen Hoover, guys. I'm really scared of her and her writing, and it's bad. But yeah, fan fictions. As I was saying earlier, all these smutty, poorly written books are for adults who didn't have Wattpad phases. And yeah, that's my take of the day. But fan fictions are pretty cool. I think they're a fun, creative element, and people don't really see them. Because, like, fan fiction itself just, it feels like an icky word. Like, you say, oh, I read fan fictions. We're like, oh, so you're reading porn. No. It's literally fan fiction. Like, when you, like, okay, that sounded really stupid. But when you, like, space it out, it's just, like, fans writing books about stuff, which, like, is super fun and super cool. And I don't know, when I'm not going to get a new Spider-Man movie for a million years, so why not? I saw somebody fully post a screenplay for the next Spider-Man movie that how they think it should go on AO3, and I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. I just found a Spider-Man 4 screenplay on AO3. Super cool. But, yeah. Fanfictions are dope. I wrote one in 7th grade, and I started off on fanfiction.net. Super old. Why did I start there? I don't know. How did I even find fanfiction? How did I find fanfictions, period? I don't even know. But I started off on fanfiction.net, and I posted a Harry Potter fanfiction between Professor Umbridge and a Dementor. What? Sorry, what? Yeah. Professor Umbridge and a Dementor, and they had a child. And they were going to Hogwarts. It was weird. Like, Professor Umbridge was, like, teaching a defense against the dark arts class, and a Dementor came in and was like, you're evil, I'm going to suck your soul. And she was like, damn, you're sexy, puppy. And he was like, what? I mean, you're not too bad yourself. Like, okay. And then they got married. Why did I do that? I don't know, but it's gone. I deleted it off the internet. It's gone off the internet. And then I went to Wattpad, and now I still don't understand how to work Wattpad. It's so confusing. Now that I've moved to AO3, Wattpad's so confusing. How do I find the stuff that I want? But, like, I think Wattpad's good for people that want to write original content but can't, like, publish it. Because Wattpad will take books and, like, turn them into actual books and stuff. We'll take, like, the digital books and turn them into paper copies. Like, I didn't To All the Boys I Loved Before start as a fan fiction, or am I just tweaking? But I think Wattpad's good for publishing original works, but I really don't know how to work it with, like, actual fan fictions. But AO3, the love of my life, tags have saved my life. I tried to make an AO3 account the other day, because I was reading without an account for, like, 3 years. I got waitlisted. Like, this is, like, high security stuff, which, like, I understand there was the big AO3 cyber attack of 2023, which I got some really good memes out of that one. But like, I just figured I could just make an account, but I have to request an account, and I'm not going to get an account for, what day is it? The 13th. I'm not going to get an account for like a week, which is cray cray. So I might just not make an account. But anyways, fanfictions, super cool. And people don't appreciate them enough or talk about them enough, and it's stigmatized for some reason. Go read fanfictions, guys. Go write fanfictions. Go consume content, because I love to consume content. What else is on here? My cat psychology. Halloween. That was really random, but I'm just kind of going down the list. I really like Halloween. I love making costumes. I could probably just do cosplay, but like, realistically, why would I do that when I could just dress up one day a year? Halloween always sucks for me, though. Like, I'm always sad on Halloween, and my costume always sucks. Like, I mentioned in the last episode, I was Elton John for Halloween one year. First of all, I was like uber depressed that year, because there was just something about climate change that was making me really sad. And anytime people brought it up, I cried. And so I just had like this constant doom mindset, the climate anxiety, and I was like, I'm gonna die. And I had one friend who like would constantly just like bring up that 7-year clock, and she'd be like, man, I can't believe we only have 7 years to live. And I'd be like, why did you just say that to me? I was having a good day. So I was super like not talking about climate change. My teacher showed a video of Greta, not Gerwig, not Van Fleet, Greta. School strike for climate girl. Why am I blanking on her name? I can, like, it's in the back of my head. I can see it, but it's not coming out of my mouth. Okay, well, Greta. Thunberg, something like that. She showed a video of her in class, and I had to leave and go cry in the bathroom. And my friends came in, and they were like, what's going on? And I'm like, oh, it's, my dad's on a work trip, and I'm sad. No, it was climate change. But I was just, like, super depressed that year. And, my costume, I worked so hard on it, and it looked so bad. It was really ugly, and it rained, and I played Elton John, and nobody knew. Like, it was the big orange costume that he goes to rehab in Bohemian Rhapsody, wrong movie, in Rocketman, with the wings and the horns. And every year I think about recreating that, but I know it'd probably just look bad again. I was super sad. And then, I don't know, my costumes are usually bad, because I always just make my own. Why do I do that to myself? I always just decide to make my own costume, which is, like, really fun, actually. I'm not going to ask why do I do this to myself. It's fun. I was Freddie Mercury for Halloween last year. This year, I was Johnny Cage, specifically Mortal Kombat 1 Johnny Cage, and then my grandpa died. So that wasn't fun. But I went trick-or-treating because, as I said before, I'm 4 feet tall, so I could convince people that I was a child. So I went in one of those big inflatable costumes, and I talked like this, and I said, trick-or-treat, can I get some candy? And they'd be like, yeah, I like your costume. That's super cool. I said, thank you. Have a good night. At one point, I went up to a lady in her house, and it was like 2 changers. And I was like, your house is poggers. Because I was just being stupid. And my friend pretended to be my mom because she was tall. But, yeah, it was awesome until I got back and my grandpa died. So that wasn't very cool at all. But other than that, it was a good Halloween. Other than all the times I'm sad on Halloween, Halloween's good. Except for when I'm sad on Halloween. I started watching Hell of a Boss that Halloween. I finished watching Has Been Hotel. Like, when did it finish? Like, when it finished airing, or not airing, like, the season finale, I watched it, and it was really good. I'm not gonna lie, the music, Loser Baby, Power Bottom at Rock Bottom, hilarious. That song slaps so hard. And then, not Stayed Gone, the one at the end with like the V's and stuff, the music slaps better than any song from Wish. So Disney, get the dudes or dudettes or do they do thems. What's like what's the gender neutral dude? Dudette. Duh. I don't know. I don't know. Um I was thinking about this earlier too. Like they got like DILFs and MILFs, daddies and mommies. What's the gender neutral? Well, obviously parent, but you're not gonna be like, damn parent. Damn parent. Like you got the themies and thomies, I guess. I don't know. Thadies and daddies. Thatty batty. That kind of okay. We're getting there. What was I saying? Oh yeah, get the people that made music for Has Been Hotel, because the music in Wish, I'm always here when you need to vent. Okay, Lin-Manuel Miranda wannabe. Moana 2 is coming out. I hope they get Lin back on that. I should probably stop talking about Disney because of the boycott, but Marvel's Disney, so oh no. I said I wasn't gonna be political. I said I wasn't gonna be political on here because I just am worried all the time about politics and climate change and the world dying and ending and everything sucking. Why did I get so grim? What was I saying before? Hell of a Boss. Halloween. Hell of a Boss. Okay. I like Hell of a Boss better than Has Been Hotel just because I like Blitz. He's funny, and I like his voice actor. And I'm really curious to see what happens between him and Stolas in the next episode, because apparently, like, they either get together or don't, which, like, that kind of just happens in every TV show. Will they get together? Will they not get together? Those are the only two options. Except, like, maybe one of them dies. No, they're not going to die. They're not going to die. I don't know. I'm excited. I like Hell of a Boss. What other TV shows do I like? I watched Beef a while ago with my mom. That show was insane. I love Steven Yeun, like Walking Dead. I loved him in The Walking Dead, and then I stopped watching The Walking Dead after season 6. If you know, you know. But yeah, that was really good. So that's gonna be I think my recommendation of the day is to watch Beef with Steven Yeun, and is it Christina? I'm gonna check because I'm not just gonna say Steven Yeun. I want to be able to. I got a security alert. Oh no. Ali Wong. Who's Christina? I was thinking Christina O. Who's Christina O? She worked with Steven Yeun on something. I don't know who Christina O is. Like, that's an actual person, and she's worked with Steven Yeun, but I've never heard of her before. Yeah, Beef, really good. Go check it out. Little bit of warning for, like, language and gore, I guess, but it was really good. Really, really, really good. Yeah, I like TV shows. I liked The Crowded Room because, you know, Tom Holland, but it kept me on my feet, and I thought it was a really interesting show, and it didn't really get the hype that it needed because it's Apple TV, and nobody pays attention to Apple TV, but it was really good, and everybody was just making jokes about Tom Holland backshot, but him in makeup was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty awesome, but, yeah, one of my lights is like crooked. I need to fix that. Well, Young Royals season 3 is coming out in March. So excited. That's one of my favorite shows of all time. I do listen to it with the regular Swedish because I hate dubbed things. Like, I could never watch anime dubbed because, like, Wilhelm, I'm just gonna call him Willem because that's just the non-Swedish way of saying it, I guess. His monologue with, like, when he's high, but the English version, all the people are fake. They're made of metal, but what we have isn't fake. Like, made me angry. I can't with it. But I love the Swedish version. Oh my god, I love that show. I love that show so much. There's another recommendation for you guys. It's really good. It's really awesome. One of the guys' name is Simon. Pretty awesome. That's my name. Yep. It's also the name of Simon Spear from Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda, which is my favorite book. No, it's not. Song of Achilles is my favorite book. Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda is like my second or third favorite book. And in elementary school, I did make that my whole personality. I was like, yep, I'm Simon, and I like Oreos. Which is kind of his only personality in that. But, like, I don't know, reading it as a kid, you just kind of, like, don't really get things as a kid, and then when you're older, you're like, oh. Like, I read The Fault in Our Stars in 5th grade. There was a sex scene, and I just didn't know, because I didn't really know what sex was. I was like, oh, what's a condom? Okay, whatever. And then I reread it, and I was like, oh my god, I distinctly remember reading this scene next to my mom. And, like, I don't know, like, just certain things about, like, in, Love Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda. I haven't read it in a while, but like certain things that he's a fan of, I just like didn't get until I was older, and I was like, yo, I get it now. So it's really fun. So if you read a book as a kid, reread it again once you're grown up, because you just understand so much more. It's like the adult jokes in movies that you don't get, but then you get, like Lord Farquaad popping a boner in Shrek. That was hilarious. I remember seeing that for the first time once I was old enough, and I was like, oh my god, they really animate that. But what was I saying? Favorite TV shows, favorite books, favorite movies. Haven't talked about favorite movies because I just kind of shit on movies all last episode, because I just was talking about how they're too long and I can't sit for that long. My favorite movie of all time is this little movie called The Velocipaster. They're working on a second one right now. I'm so excited. They were doing casting calls for a 12-year-old boy, and because I look 12, I was like, yeah, I can do it. I'm gonna do it. But it was in New York, and I don't have a passport, so I didn't do it. But being in Velocipaster would have been my absolute dream, because that movie is just amazing. I could watch it so many times. It's I'm not gonna spoil it, but I'll give like a brief overview, because you have to watch it. That's going to be another recommendation. So you have to watch Young Royals, and you have to watch Beef, and you have to watch Velocipaster. That's your homework. Velocipaster is just amazing. It's about a pastor, Pastor Doug, who starts to lose faith. So he goes to China for a trip and finds this claw, and it like stings him. It's like Spider-Man's spider bite, but the Velocipaster's claw sting. And suddenly that gives him the powers to turn into a velociraptor. But religious people don't believe in dinosaurs sometimes, so he's like, nuh-uh, there's no way this is real. But so one night he like saves this Carol, who is a hooker doctor lawyer. Well, she's a hooker training to be a doctor and a lawyer. And he saves her, and so she's like, dude, like, you saved me. You could save other people from bad people as a velociraptor. And he was like, I don't know. But then finally he's like, yeah, all right. So they work together. They team up. The hooker doctor lawyer and the velociraptor team up to defeat ninjas who are trying to mass produce cocaine. And there is a sex scene. And it's the most beautiful scene from any movie I've ever seen. I am obsessed with that scene. It's 4 to 6 is either the band. I didn't have time to think. 4 to 6, I think, is the band. But it's a really good song. Didn't have time to think. Math the Band's 4 to 6 is a different song by them, I think. So Math the Band wrote Didn't Have Time to Think for or they didn't write it for Velocipaster. Velocipaster just used that song. That scene, I know we're like over that's my Roman Empire thing. That scene is my Roman Empire. I'm obsessed with it. That song is really, really good. It's on my playlist. Go listen to it. And it just, there's like lighting. Also, like, epilepsy warning. If you are sensitive to flashing lights or like epileptic, don't watch that movie. Or just like skip the sex scene because there's like a lot of flashing lights and stuff. But that scene, oh my god, I'm obsessed. I'm actually obsessed with that movie. And I'm really excited for the second one to come out because that movie is my whole personality and I've seen it way too many times to count. But second favorite movie, Lego Batman. I love the Lego, like any Lego movies, like the Lego Movie, Lego Ninjago, Lego Batman, Holy Trinity. There's just like something about the humor. First of all, the Wilhelm scream in the Lego Ninjago movie that's replayed over and over and over again is so funny. I love when movies use the Wilhelm scream because it's just so funny. But Lego Batman movie is so good. I'm obsessed with the like Joker and Batman are in love, but like they're not. They're in hate. But like, without Gotham, there is no us, Joker. Like, help me and whatever. But I really, really love that movie, and I have a Lego Batman poster that I got at Fan Expo, and that's my favorite poster that I got at Fan Expo because that movie's amazing. And I love Lego. I really love Lego. But yeah, Lego Batman is my second favorite movie. There's just something about the humor in that movie that is just so perfect. My grad quote this year was actually the I don't have feelings, Alfred. What is it? Oh my gosh. I remember reciting this quote to my therapist and she was like, okay, let's talk about that. Let's break that down. And I was like, no. I don't feel this way. This is from Lego Batman. I'm a crime fighting, night stalking vigilante and a heavy metal rapping machine. I don't talk about feelings. I don't have feelings. Never seen one. All I feel is rage 24/7, 365 and 1,000,000%. I don't remember how it goes exactly, but awesome quote. That was my grad quote this year. This year? No, I'm 24. That was my grad quote when I graduated, when I was not 24. I'm staring into the camera. I'm 24 years old, guys. Yes, I can drive cars and drink and do online dating. But yeah, third favorite movie, Nope, by Jordan Peele with Steven Yeun. Can this man play a character that's like not depressed? Like, I feel like every character he plays either dies or is sad. And it's the same with Lupita Nyong'o. She just always plays sad characters. I just want to see her in like a rom-com or something, cause she's so pretty. She was on the like DILF list this year. She was on my celebrity crush list because she's just so pretty. And I haven't watched A Quiet Place, but I think I'm gonna watch it because I really want to see the new one with her and Joseph Quinn, because like I get that he played Eddie and Stranger Things is like, I don't know, him in Stranger Things was just like icky, or like the fan base became icky. But I like him as an actor. I think Joseph Quinn's like a good actor. He's really talented. So I'm really excited to see Joseph Quinn and Lupita in A Quiet Place day one. So I'll add A Quiet Place 1 and 2 to my list, because John Krasinski is really talented, and he always gets his wife making things. And the joke with him and Randall Park is so funny. They're coming out with a movie called If, for like Imaginary Friend, with Ryan Reynolds. I'm back to Ryan Reynolds again. And in a bunch of the interviews, Randall Park is pretending to be John Krasinski, and it's so funny. But yeah, I love that he gets his wife to do things with him. I absolutely love when like couples are in movies together, like with Adam Sandler, but he's never actually married to his wife in the movies. She always plays somebody else's wife. It's so funny. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, Nope, Jordan Peele, Steven Yeun. I just, that movie is allegory the right word that I want to use? Allegory. Okay, yeah, allegory. Just like all of it being about exploitation of animals for human greed and popularity is amazing. Like first with the chimp and how they were exploiting this chimp, and then everybody, Gordy I think was the chimp, and he like hurt a bunch of people and ended up dying because they were like, we're gonna make a movie with this chimp and it's gonna be super popular because it's, or is it a chimp? Some type of monkey. It's gonna be super popular, and then the monkey. Spoilers for Nope if you haven't seen it. I guess this will be like my end of podcast movie rant. Because I think at the end of the podcast episode each week, I'm gonna talk about a movie in full depth, because then like at that point, you don't really have to worry about spoilers because you can just leave now. Please don't leave. Please come and listen to me talk about Nope. But so it starts with like the monkey, but then the main character and his dad have like a horse ranch, and the main purpose of the horses is they're used for film. So all these horses are used for film, and so they're exploiting the horses. And then like the dad dies because of Jean Jacket, which is the name of the alien. So each part of the movie is like broken into segments depending on the animal. So it starts with like, I think it started with Gordy. No, I don't remember, but each part of the movie is broken up by an animal being exploited. And so the whole movie is about them getting the perfect shot, the Oprah shot of Jean Jacket, the alien, which is like, it looks like a UFO, but the UFO is the alien, which is such a cool concept. That's so cool. And so the entire movie is just about them getting this shot of the alien, the Oprah shot. And everybody wants in on this. They've got Angel, the worker from the store. I don't know why I remember his name and not the other people's name, but Keke Palmer's in this movie, and Daniel Kaluuya, I think his name is. So like stacked cast. Barbie Ferreira. It's just, oh my god, this cast is amazing. But and they get this like old filmmaker who like dies trying to get this shot, because they want the shot. They want the shot that will get them famous, and so they're gonna exploit this animal and harm this animal in order to get famous. So in the end, they get the shot, but not with the cameras that they're using, because the cameras like shut down when the alien comes by. It's with like this massive Polaroid at Jupiter's claim, which is Steven Yeun is Jupiter or something, and he claims to see the alien. So he, which is like more exploitation. He has this whole like what is it? He was the original kid that worked with Gordy, and now he has this like ranch. Cowboys. I'm back to cowboys again. He has this ranch where he's like, come and see the big alien. And so the horse farm sells the horses to him, first of all, to keep money going, because nobody wants to use real horses in movies anymore. And he uses these to attract the alien. The alien eats the horses, exploitation of the horses, but then these people are paying to come and see the alien, exploitation of the alien. But then the alien eats everybody, eats Steven Yeun, R.I.P. Steven Yeun, you're so pretty. And his cowboy hat, which like looks like the alien in the poster, so cool. And his little cowboy outfit, so cool. Again, I want to be a cowboy. But it's just like, it ends with them getting the shot and killing the alien. And it just, and Logan Paul didn't like the movie, but like, whatever, Logan Paul. It's like, this movie's amazing. Because like, my top 2 favorite movies are just stupid. They're funny because they're my favorite because they're stupid and funny. But this movie, I think about it constantly. The first time I saw it, I was like, that wasn't good. But then I watched it again, and I thought about it more, and I was like, oh my god, that movie was amazing. Like, amazing. I love that movie. So, if you want to see it, even though I just told you exactly what happened in the movie, watch it, because it's amazing. Let's see if I have anything else on my list. Food. So I guess I can like finish it off with food, because I'm already at like an hour again. Oh my god, I talk so much. Food. I love food. You need to eat food to live. And food tastes good. I really like fried chicken. I think that's one of my favorite foods are either butter chicken or sashimi. And it's constantly like, which one is my favorite? because I can't tell because they're just so different. But like sashimi is so fresh, but butter chicken just like makes me feel so warm inside. And naan, I just like, oh my god, it's awesome. And fried chicken's awesome. I really like Chick-fil-A, which is like not great because they're homophobic, but maybe that's just the secret ingredient. Well, like Chick-fil-A itself, like the employees probably aren't homophobic. I hope not, but like the corporation like donates to homophobic organizations or something. But that's my is it my Achilles heel, my kryptonite is Chick-fil-A, cuz like why am I eating at a homophobic establishment? I don't know, man. I'm sorry that their burgers are really good and their sauce is really good and their milkshakes are really good. I tried their mango passion like lemonade, but like the milkshake version the other day, and it was okay. Like it tasted like mango and passion fruit, and I love passion fruit and lemonade. But their cookies and cream milkshake is to die for. I'm obsessed. But yeah, I really like fried chicken. It's just really good because I don't eat beef or pork. But and like I could probably be vegan if they made good vegan cheese. And like I could probably give up chicken. I really like tofu, but if they made good vegan cheese, I could be vegan in a heartbeat. Like obviously it's like really expensive and like it like people are like, "Oh, be vegan," but then like you don't have the money to be vegan. It's what do they call it? It's I don't remember. There's like a specific name for like when veganism is just like privileged white people. Oh, that was my stomach. I hope you didn't hear that. I'm like, I don't know. My stomach makes funny noises sometimes. But when privileged white people eat vegan and they're like, you need to eat vegan too, but then they have the money for vegan food, but then like other people don't. So, but I, with the money and good vegan cheese, could be vegan. But yeah, I eat chicken. I eat fish. 'Cause I love chicken and I love fish. And I'll eat turkey sometimes 'cause it's like sandwich meat. Turkey is much better than chicken. But yeah, I like fried chicken. I love fried chicken sandwiches. Um, and I like butter chicken and I like sushi and I really like iced tea. And I don't know, food's awesome. It just can bring people together and like I really want to travel the world just to eat food. Like I'll spend millions upon millions of dollars that I don't have to travel the world just to eat food because I love food so much and I love cooking. I'm not good at baking and I don't like baking because it's too like super specific. You have to follow it to the tiniest little grain of sugar or else you mess it up. And like I grew up in an ingredient household, so I never had sugar. I had sugar substitutes and I never had flour. I had almond flour and I never had chocolate chips. I had vegan chocolate chips. So everything I cooked tasted like ass because I just had all these substitutes and it was terrible. But cooking, you could just do whatever and it tastes fine. And sometimes it tastes amazing. And that's why I love cooking over baking. Because, like, I don't know. I don't really like, I will eat sweet food. I, like, will consume sweet food and then I will consume more because it's addicting. My nose just whistled that. But, I don't know. Food over desserts any day. Unless it's, like, Danishes and, like, those types of pastries. Like, cakes, whatever. I don't really care for cakes and cookies and all those stuff, but like a good flaky Danish, I would eat that on my deathbed if I went to prison somehow and they're like, "Hey, we're going to execute you. What do you want to eat?" I'd be like, "Get me a bunch of Danishes and some fried chicken and some sushi and some butter chicken." And then I can die satisfied. Yeah, so that's kind of my list and we are over the hour mark. But now you know me a little more, and I feel like this episode I was like a lot more relaxed because I was talking about things I knew, and I was actually able to pronounce the things I was talking about. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed this episode a lot more than the first one. But thank you for coming back, and Thank you for sticking around this long to listen to me just talk about things that I like. And if you're not sick of me yet, I'll see you next week.